Morning. Welcome to Curl BC's BC Club Championship. From the Abbotsford Curling Club, Abbotsford, British Columbia, I'm Gary Brooker along with Steve Wright. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, Gary. We are in for a treat. We're going to be doing the ladies' game this morning. The semifinal, Team Shantz from Qualicum Curling Club versus Winters from Jill Winters from the Nelson Curling Center. Looks like we are underway already with Team Winters having Team Shantz having the hammer in the first end.
We will be checking in on the men's semifinal as well. Tyler Ormsrink from Vernon playing Andrew Comlodi's team from Victoria Curling Club. Both these teams will advance to the final, or the winners of these two games will advance to this afternoon's final, where they will play for a chance to go to the Canadian Championships.
Jeff Guinard is waiting with his foursome for the winner of this game, and Carly Sandwith Craig from, I believe they're from the Duncan Curling Club, is waiting for the winner of this game for the championship game this afternoon.
It's been a long but good week of curling here in Abbotsford. We had the opportunity to play this week as well.
Came up short, but had a blast, and it wasn't because of bad ice. I can tell you that. It was ice surface. Kent Bird has just done a phenomenal job with his crew, preparing the sheets for 3 draws a day. Great curl, great speed, holding up for 8 ends. It's all the players can ask for. So the best team is going to win. There's all those other factors are not going to be in play today.
People might be asking what format for this week for really a modified triple knockout.
Triple knockout to a semi-page system. So with the ladies had less entries, only 5 entries. So it was their games were spaced out from, I believe they started Thursday to Sunday.
Men's teams, there was 13 this year and began on Tuesday evening. Whittled down to just 3 teams.
There's been some great curling this week.
For those just tuning in, this is a BC Club Championship semifinal. And unlike some other playdowns, Steve, these are teams that have had to play together all year. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. From the same club, having to play in a regular league. And it's the playdown for the club, the best club team in our province.
That's really the spirit of the event, is people who have played together all year would be able to curl in this event and celebrate their team that they played with all year.
Yes, and the quality at the Canadian Championships in, I believe it was 2016 or 17, Gary and I both had the opportunity to do commentary at the Canadian Championships when they were at our home club in Kelowna. And let me tell you, the quality of the curling was incredible. It should have been on TV for everybody to see. Like it was absolute quality curling.
Few rocks in play here in the first end of play. Penny Chance's rink has the hammer and trying to remove this Winters rock at the top of the forefoot.
Looks like she's called for a lower weight, bumper or hack weight. Almost just about 2 feet of curl with that weight, and they're working this, trying to get it by. She looks like she might just be a hair light. Oh. And Absolutely perfect hack weight. Wow. Great shot. Penny Shantz, line 2. Penny's leaving tonight. I had a chance to talk with her yesterday. She's leaving tonight for the Canadians. Her team won the Masters, and they are heading to the Maritimes. I believe she's leaving at midnight tonight and heading for another week of curling. She was also in the senior playdowns, where she, last week in Langley, where she won the bronze medal with playing with, she ended up skipping Marianne Arsenault's team with Lisa Stevenson and some others. Great showing there. Three solid weeks of curling for her.
Difference between seniors and masters, Steve?
Yeah, seniors are 50 and over, and masters are 60 and over. So, oops, I guess I just outed Penny's age.
Wait a minute.
Come on, I want to see some ID, Penny. Oops, this one's out there a bit. Look at this.
Oh, and a little catcher on the side.
And what's, plan B. Plan B worked well. Winter's got a decision here without the hammer. Do you hit the wide rock and potentially concede? There's still enough rocks to come. I believe there's 3 to come. 3 to come for each. So they got a bit of time here. This is the right call. You put up a center guard for a reason. You don't have the hammer, so let's use it. First end, fifth end, doesn't matter.
Ice has been running about 14 and a quarter to 14 and a half seconds from hog line to hog line, so fairly quick.
Yeah, and then getting a little quicker in a couple of spots at certain points of the game, and then just a slight slowdown on the slide path later in the game, and the slide path being that area directly in the middle, coming out of the hack, where the pebble wears down. And just had a peek over at the men's games. The Victoria boys in the sharp steel blue sweaters are line 3 without the hammer, and there is Tyler Orm has 2 shots to come. So it looks like the Komladi boys have been successful in forcing Orm to at least a single attempt in the first end. So we'll see how that plays out. I'll keep an eye on that for you.
There's a beautiful hit and roll.
What a shot.
Penny Chance's third.
That was Nicole Back.
That'll cause a little grief here.
That rock is completely buried. So we've seen that it will curl with that hack weight they can get. So we'll see. With that ice, though, it looks like she's maybe just playing a back 4 tap.
Christina Little plays second for the Winters rink, and I just heard her say that it's really normal right now, though, meaning that the speed of the ice is already up to its normal keenness.
Okay, so we're 14 and a half. We should have put a number on that. Nice delivery there.
Sweeping right down. Will they get a bump here?
That is quality. Shortens the house, makes the deuce. I mean, if you can't steal, the next best thing is forcing your opponent to 1. Right? Force to 1, take 2 with the hammer. Hammer efficiency is everything in this game. So Penny, I'm not sure what her call is going to that side. I think her setup shot for 2 would be the out turn going the other way where the button is. Oh, I see. It's not exposed. Yeah, there's a guard in the way. We're off to the side just a little bit from this sheet, so if she corner freezes this yellow with just like a 6 or an 8-inch tap, she would force Winters to guard it, because the result could be a 5. So this shot, if she puts this right on the corner, she could set up a. She just needs a baby bump. So she's still shot rock. No, she's actually going to guard. Okay, that looks like that was the call. She's going to be happy with her one.
In watching some of the ladies' games this week, we've certainly seen a lot of rocks in play. None of them too afraid to mess it up and keep it busy. So Jill Winters now electing to play the out-turn draw, try to get around to that button spot without last rock. Put even more pressure on Penny, who at least take away her draw path to try to get there anyway for her one. Well, she's sitting one. I guess it would be for 2. And it's on its way. Looks like it's way out there. Gonna have to curl. It will finish really nicely if the weight is correct here. Look at this walk across. Whoa, so close. The possible downside of that, Steve, would be that it looks like the Penny has something to come down to now, and she has a little bit of backing if she can get there. She's sitting 1, and this would allow her to get her deuce here in the first end. Last rock.
If she can get all the way to the face of that yellow rock, I think she would be line 2, and that would just be a quality deuce to start this game. Let's see what she's got here. So that is 4.5 feet of curl to the button.
With the 5 rock rule in play, certainly have seen a lot of rocks in that 4-foot this week. That game that we played last night against Andrew Comlodi's team, at one point, I think the third end, they ended up getting 2, but we had 4 or 5 of ours still in the 4-foot.
In the 4-foot. Yeah. They were real great guys to play against too last night. We were down 4-2 at the 4th end break. When we went back out onto the sheet, Andrew and I went to the far end, and I looked at him and I said, "Well, Andrew, it's about to get messy." And he just smiled, and he knew what was coming. We were down 2 and without the hammer, and he made a quality shot in 5 to take 1. We came back with a really good deuce in 6, and ended up, we forced him to throw his last rock, coming home tied in 8th, and he had the hammer. And he had to hit and roll, couldn't nose, had to roll to the inside, and could only roll 3 feet, 2 feet. And he made it.
So Penny Shantz at the end of that first end of play, racked on the guard trying to get her deuce, so she's up 1-0. For Jill Winters and her squad from the Nelson Curling Center.
And it was a steal of 2 for Comlodi. They were line 3 when Tyler went to throw his last rock.
So that's the men's semifinal. Comlodi's up 2-0 on Tyler Orme.
So
the end is not over, and some might be asking, why are we measuring a rock when the end is not over?
if That rock is questionable whether it's in the free guard zone. It is fully acceptable to ask the umpire to come out and measure it. And we were told as players at the start of the event that some of the rings were just a fraction out. But everybody had that information, and if it was ever in doubt, just to measure it. So half an inch, it looks like it's out or looks like it's in. It's worth putting the stick on it.
Apparently there's been some movement of the decals that are underneath the ice level that are making the house design, and because of that, either shrinkage or movement, is that they're not identical. And so it was definitely...
It's not an exact science, but it's great having the different rings there. That is, I believe it's a vinyl that goes on after the first layer of paint goes on, and the decals go on top of that. And they can be out a little bit.
Second end of play in this semifinal of the BC Club Championships from Abbotsford Curling Club. Gary Brooker along with Steve Wright. Glad you're tuning in this morning. Final, if you're in the area, both the men's and ladies event will go at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And the admission is free. You can come down and watch good curling live and in person.
Sunday afternoon, frosty malt beverage and championship curling. There's no downside here. What do we got going here, Gary? Penny's up 1 now, playing the second end without the hammer. He started with an off-center guard. I believe Winters was going around to come up a bit light. Now Penny has come Penny's lead has just come just a hair deep. So
if you're tuning in this morning, wouldn't mind hearing from you. You can drop a little good morning and hello in the chat box, the comment box, and tell us where you're watching from and who you might be cheering for. Last week when we were finished at the senior men's competition and we stepped into the booth on Sunday afternoon for the final, it was really interesting to see where people were watching from and hear from them in the comment box. It was curling fans everywhere.
Yep. The great Canadian pastime. Curling's coming to an end. Most curling clubs are shut down now. The ice is coming out. So we're basically a 6-month sport.
What's Penny asking her third to do here? I guess second. Still second rocks.
Penny's they're still playing around that center guard, trying to get to that magic spot at the top forefoot, not the back forefoot, or top button if it's fully buried. This is coming in nicely. There we go.
Great camera angle for us. Lindsay Shannon from Curl BC is producing the broadcast and working the camera angles for us today. She's had a long 2 weeks, that Lindsay.
She has. She's been here night and day, and we thank her. She's done a phenomenal job. Sort of like herding cats some days. She makes it look effortless.
Looks like Winters has elected to try to run the front guard off.
I think that shot was so good, she has no option. If she runs this back onto the red in the house, it's on the left-hand side. And if that sticks around, no. Okay. Now, I think we're going to see Penny try and replace it. That magic spot again, right there. She's taking to the button. She's taking the edge of the 8 foot, which is exactly 4 feet of curl. So, depending on your release, last night's game against Kumlati with their style of release versus my senior team's style of release, we had a foot and a half difference in ice on draw shots. Oh, she just rubbed. So either she was a bit tight or didn't quite get out to the broom, one or the other. Now she's got Winters has got Jill's got an interesting choice here, because there's no wrong call. Hit and roll is a great result because she can still be at the top of the 4 foot. She could draw here if she chose to, or the old chap and lie. Here we go. What did she choose? She chose the hit, brought the weight down. Oh, this is curling. I think she's curl. There we go. Get by that one. Just needed to curl just a hair more. Okay. Opportunities being traded here, back and forth, back and forth. Getting the broom correct with the correct weight for the amount of curl. That's what it's all about. 1-0 Shantz playing the second end. It's a very, very positive release. A little bit more weight than I think Penny was asking for. Now for Winters, a hit and flop will not result in shot stone. So I think it'll be interesting if she makes this roll in behind. That be very interesting what Penny decides to do, because she'll still have her center guard and a path to the top button. Anyway, we're here in Abbotsford. Steve Wright alongside Gary Brucker. Looking forward to spending the next couple of hours with you. Hopefully we can add something to your viewing pleasure today.
So Randy Ledwar, the third for Jill Winters. Has a little bump and stick right there. Looks like Penny's going to try to follow suit. Just take away that draw path, eliminate that yellow stone, Steve.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, for the last 3 shots, she's thinking hit and roll behind and get shot rock and steal. And now we're at the point in the end where she is thinking hit the stick and force. That she's not really in a position right now to steal.
Just to glance over at the guys' game, because we can see it from this camera angle. Andrew Comblodi's team up 2-0 in the second end, and Tyler Orm is in trouble.
It is messy. I don't think, is this last rock?
No, there's
2 to come.
2 to come for Tyler and 1 to come for Andrew.
And I don't see a path here. Ooh, okay.
There's a little hit and roll out.
Now Jill has an opportunity to set up her deuce, a skipper's deuce here.
Penny will not be happy with that. She would have certainly liked to sit right there, walk that path to the 4 foot.
Jill Winters throwing the yellow stones. Looks like she's taken 4 feet 4 inches of ice to the button. About a broom width into the 12 foot. The ice started out at the beginning of this week. Kent had just touched up the rocks a hair, and they were really curling, and we've seen it straighten up about a foot.
And when you say touched up the rocks a hair, what
they use I believe it's about a 600 sandpaper, and it's in a box, and one sheet of sandpaper does 1 rock, and the rock is put on, and it's like a quarter of a turn and a push, and that's it, and it just gives the surface of the running surface of the rock a bit of coarseness to it, so it'll grab. It's not as smooth, and when it grabs, running on the pebble, that creates the curl. So helps the ice makers. I mean, they can create curl other ways too. And if we do at some point here get Kent Bird around, maybe we'll ask him about that, so I don't lead you astray.
Jill Winters slipped behind the tee line and behind the 4-foot. Penny Shantz, open door for her right now to come around, or at least, sit two.
Sit two. And here we've talked about it now. How many shots? How many of these in-turn draws and hits, all trying to get to that spot? And this is Penny's. She's in a forced position right now, anyway, after the deep shot by Jill Winters. But this is the one that can set up her steal. This one, I'm thinking she's going to be really, really close. She's just...
okay, it's definitely tight to the guard. Now trying to get it to the 4-foot.
It's probably going
sitting two.
Okay. Sitting two.
Might have over-curled a little bit.
Yeah, look at how far that thing curled. It's way over-buried.
So she does expose part of the button. Good chunk of the 4-foot for Jill Winters to try to get down to and even up this game.
Yeah. Cold draw. Can she go to the back? I don't believe she can go to the back one. So it's cold draw, T-line draw.
And the last rock of this second end is about to be on its way down the ice.
Okay, sweepers are off.
Line's good, you hear Randy saying.
We're losing line a bit here.
I think it stopped in time. Wow.
What a shot. That's the one.
Good line call, because if they happen to rub that front one or get a good chunk of it, they're not getting to the
Not
back.
going to get there. Good sweeping, ladies.
Andrew Comrody's last rock of the second end.
He's
Really trying to get around here and put some pressure on. He rubs as well. But still not an easy path. Not an easy path for Tyler Orm to get to the 4-foot. There is an opening there. This is second and last rock coming up for the men's semifinal, the BC Club Championship. And now back to our feature game. This is the third end. First rock of this third end. From our camera angle, we thought that draw had made it, but it was not shot rock, so Penny Shantz actually steals one in the second end, is up 2-0. And you see Tyler Orm making it through the port, to the 4-foot, to the button, getting 1 point back in the second end, so after 2 ends of play, it's Andrew Comlody's Victoria Squad 2 and Tyler Orm's Vernon Club Team 1. Penny Shantz asking her lead in the second rock to remove Jill Winters' rock. This is Shelley Stouffer. Wide open here in the third end of play. Shantz up 2-0. Took one in the first, stole one in the second. It's going to slide right to the back of the rings. And let's see what Jill elects to do. She's going to take it out, not throw up the guard at this point. Happy to play it open. This is Christina Little's first rock in the third end. Hits and rolls out. Wide open once again. Teams, after playing the guards in the first and second end, seem quite content this end is to play it pretty wide open. Center guard in play now, and we'll see what Jill Winters decides to do with this one. Asking Christina Little, play an out turn draw. Like it's hanging out there. This attempt to get around this center guard. Watch it finish though. Watch if the weight is right, this rock will still move another couple of feet before look at that finish. Still going to be exposed. Should be able to be removed fairly easily. Getting it by Steve.
Close, no.
Touches the guard, pushes it. Be able to tell if that's in or not. Very close to the rings. Yes, just off the rings.
Jill Winters is going to try and use that rock as a corner guard. I mean, it's technically, I guess it is a corner guard. Just the draw area is only about a square foot to get something buried over there, but definitely workable. She's, even if she just splits the house, it's got a long way to go to still 3 more shots. If this shot is successful, where they will have to hit and stick. Then again, so will Penny. Or the
Randy Ledwar's draw coming to rest just behind the tee line. We had a good chat with Randy yesterday. She used to live and curl in Kelowna with us.
Yep, one of the good people.
Now living in Castlegar, works as a realtor, and is loving her life. Loving curling with these girls from Nelson.
We understand Nelson's about a 35-minute drive for her to curl every week.
Again, these club championships are really based on the whole concept that these are club teams. These are people you play with all year. Put together your team at the beginning of the year, you play with them all year, and you get the chance to play in a national championship.
Sure. Yeah. Last year's Canadians were held at West Edmonton Mall in the atrium. So there are some pictures online of some of the teams curling wearing sunglasses because it was so bright in there. But the ice was phenomenal, and I think that they would love for that to be the permanent home of the Canadian Championship. Last year it was Ron Schmidt, his team with Norm Cote, Mike Mears, and Pistol Randy represented BC. Made the playoffs. I believe it was Balderson from Ontario. Ex-provincial player.
This event that once was known as the Dominions and then the Travelers now is called, who's your sponsor now?
The Everest.
The Everest.
An American funeral home company. What better way to get into the Canadian market than sponsor an event that everybody in the country's trying to get into. And there are...
And by event, you mean curling event.
Curling,
yeah.
Yes.
Because all people at one point will
right.
also get into the other place as well.
Yeah, if you're going to sponsor a curling event, I mean, as far as curlers go, there's 3 million curlers, registered curlers in the world, and 2.5 million of them are in Canada. So that sort of gives you a perspective of started in Scotland, but very much a Canadian game.
So one time, it looked like Jill Winters was set up for a deuce here in the third end. And now she's thinking blank.
She is. There's. It's not possible to hide anywhere to set up your deuce. She would need an outright miss by Penny. This is curling.
Trying to get it to Carol.
There we go. Yeah. Now, if Penny's successful with this shot, she would be forcing Jill to
So is she playing a bump here, or is she trying to get around?
She's going to try and get around it.
Little tuck around?
Yeah. I mean, the bump would not be the wrong call. Is there enough room to chip that on and roll on?
Yeah, really tough shot over there.
Really, really difficult. Let's see what she gets here.
Saying hello to Norbert Bernardin this morning, tuning in from Kelowna. Good morning to all our viewers.
Hey Norbert, how are things today?
Drop a comment in the comment line and shout out and tell us who you're hoping for today.
We'll be home later this afternoon, Norbert, so maybe we can meet you at the barn at Barn Owl Brewing for a Sunday afternoon.
I hear it's a pretty great place to have a beer.
It's a great spot. Well, I got a message from my wife the other day. She watched our last game on the projection screen at Barn Owl with a bunch of friends. So they were covering curling. They're a friend of curling there.
So you saw Penny's attempt to get around that tight guard. Got a wick out of it into the rings. And will force Jill to hit it and hopefully roll out for a blank.
That is her plan, which is probably one of the hardest shots on curling ice when you want to roll out.
Again, really weight sensitive here.
Yeah.
If you get your weight up, it will run a lot straighter. If you
especially on that wide side.
You put your weight down a bit and it's going to curl. This one is curling. Going to try to come across the face of it now and get off the rings.
Nope.
Not going to happen. So, was not her wish, but she gets one in the third end. So after 3 ends of play, it's Penny Shantz's rink 2 and Jill Winters 1 as we head to the 4th end of play. These are 8 end games, even the finals, with a break after the fourth end.
The men's are similar score, 2-1, playing the third end with Komladi up 1 with the hammer, lying 2 right now. So looks like Tyler's going to try a hit and flop in behind and use those 2 rocks at the top of the 12-foot as a guard. Tyler's been a very successful curler his entire career, juniors and men's.
And mixed.
And mixed, yes, and mixed.
Now, didn't Tyler play with our commentators from yesterday's draw and the day before and the day before?
He did, yes, I believe he did play with Dean Jones at one point. Oops, and over curled. Now Kamladi's got 2 options here.
Looks like he's just got a draw for 2.
Oh, this is last rock.
Last rock in the 3rd end of the men's semifinal.
Draw for 2 to go, up 4 to 1. Looks like he just needs full 8-foot.
Arguably has 2 of the finest sweepers here.
Yep, they are the very, very, very good sweepers. So
a few weeks ago, we watched this team compete and win the Victoria Men's Bonspiel. Some 50 teams in that event, and the boys can play.
There's a good angle. He's taking lots of ice.
Got to be full 8-foot to get his deuce here and take control of this game. He'll be up 4-1 if he makes it.
I sure like it.
Not panicking at all.
Nope.
Stops in the back of the 4-foot for a deuce. So after 3 ends of play in the men's semifinal, we've got Tyler Arms, Vernon squad trailing Andrew Kamlodi 4-1 as they head to the 4th end. Back to our feature game. You can see the clock in the window. This is a good shot of that, Steve. So we've got the red clock counting down at this point. Some of our viewers might not be familiar with thinking time and what that means. Club curling, you generally don't play by a clock. You're trying to get off the ice or play to a buzzer.
Yep.
You play your full 8 ends. So what do those numbers represent?
So each team starts with 30 minutes of thinking time with 2 1-minute timeouts. What the thinking time is when your opponent has finished their shot and you take control of the house, like Jill Winters just did, and you see her clock start. Her clock runs until her thrower's rock crosses the tee line at the other end, and then you'll see her clock stop. And then there's no clock running for the amount of time the shot takes. And then when she clears the house and the other skip takes control of the house, then their clock starts. So playing curling without a ton of discussion, just shot after shot, 30 minutes is ample time. So
if it gets a little messy and there's lots of rocks in play and you need
a little
to
more
take
conversations, then that's what the timeouts are for.
But it's really meant to speed up the game.
Yeah, keep it moving.
No reason to be out there for 2.5 hours on an 8-end game.
No.
It's actually a good habit to get into, to have your players in the hack, rock cleaned off, ready to throw the next rock right away.
And it used to be your time was not thinking time. It was the time that you had control as the throwing team of the house. So if you were playing a draw game and you wanted, as Gary said, get it messy, that takes a ton more time than throwing a bunch of hits. And we used to see a lot of the first end or first 2 ends of teams throwing them up and down, back, and just banking time, and so that time would not become an issue when it got messy in the later ends. So that was a really good rule change, going into thinking time. And the idea is not to run teams out of time. It's to make people aware that this game can be played a little bit quicker.
there was actually a team in this competition that ran out of time and cost them the game.
Did I believe that was the Kumlati team?
Their first loss in the A event.
Yes.
Didn't quite release the last rock on time. There was a little bit of controversy about a timeout, and when the time was brought back in, and a measurement and things that happened, but it did cost them that game.
What do we got going with the ladies here? Shot rock at the back of the forefoot for Winters. Penny's up one with the hammer. Lying, excuse me, second shot. I think she's going to attempt the double. Get rid of the one at the back. Doesn't necessarily need to keep the red, but a nose hit would not be bad. Okay, she's lying second and third, but that rock is behind staggered guards. She did not want to roll that way. There's a really good angle of it.
So Winters electing to remove this rock and hopefully stay there or roll over. What would she like?
She's asking to hit it high side and come towards the stagger. I'm thinking that might not be the best. A nose hit or a one rock roll to the middle would serve her purpose.
Going right underneath it.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh. And he's going to try to remove them all, I would think, at this point.
She can get. If she played it with the other turn, looks like she may be able to
drag that rock back.
Move the yellows away from the center line. This way here, that yellow on the highs on the top is not going anywhere.
She'd have to get across the face of it for that to happen.
As you can see on the time clock in the back window, their time is not going to be an issue for these ladies because they started with 30 minutes. So at the end of the fourth end, you want to have 15 plus minutes and to know that you are on schedule for finishing your game with time. And they are looking at, I believe we have 19 minutes for each one of them. So they'll probably be at 18 when they finish this end.
If you're just joining us, we are in the semifinals of the BC Club Championship. These are club teams that are playing in the provincial finals today. This is semifinal. The finals go at 1 o'clock this afternoon. No other semifinal games going on right now because the finalist in each division has already been determined.
Jeff Guinard on the men's side playing with Chris Faw, Richard, and Derek Brower. Richard Brower holding the broom for that foursome because of a wrist injury. And looks the ladies is Carly Sandwith Craig with one of the Van Osh girls, Rosalind Craig, holding the broom and throwing second, and Megan Montgomery
out of the Duncan Curling Club
and playing lead.
Really nice draw there by Randy Ledwar, coming partway around the one at the top of the rings, now sitting 2. And Penny's electing to run this red back into the mess.
She can. It's one of those shots. I mean, she can play this many different ways. She could play with a tap. She can play it. This is a setup shot for her deuce. She's close. Okay, opens it up. Now, decision time for Winters. That rock did roll onto the rings. She can draw in where Randy's pointing. She is down 1 without. Playing the fourth. She is going to be aggressive. She is going to throw the draw. Now the trick here, Gary, is rock placement.
Don't want to leave a double.
Don't want to leave a double. So they've decided to go deep and then try and tease Penny into throwing a draw shot on top of them to take the end away, which, if executed, would be absolutely the right call. If not executed, then 3 is in play. So I think if she makes it perfect, you'll see Penny probably hit the yellow one at the top 8 because she is up 1. What do we got?
Out turn draw, and it's in the hands of the sweepers right now. This is an ice surface similar to last week of the seniors in Langley, where you really want to leave your sweepers in play. They can drag the rock quite a ways.
Ooh, she's got a bit of weight here. That looks good. Okay, she has left a double. It's okay.
So it does sit 2, but there is a double opportunity for Penny Shantz on her first one here in the 4th end of play. The winners of this event in the men's and ladies will go on to the Nationals, the Canadians Club Championship, which will be held in November at the Assiniboine Club in
that's right.
in
Yes,
Winnipeg.
we're in Winnipeg. Well, one of the curling capitals of Canada. I forget, somebody told me once there was 14 or 15 curling clubs in the city of Winnipeg, so there's lots. What's going on with the boys over here? Orm.
Sitting 1
Sitting 1.
in the 4th end and trailing Andrew Kamlodi's team from Victoria 4-1.
Oh, that's a pretty good shot. Quality.
One lonely red.
What are we doing here, Penny?
Trying to make the double.
Made it. And what a shot.
And a roll.
Great shot, Penny. Bumper weight double. Perfect. 2 choices. Throw the come around again or throw a double.
What are you doing if this is you, Steve?
Wow.
You're
You know,
trailing by 1.
Yeah,
You
so
don't
far.
have the hammer.
Yeah. I think you got to. It looks from this angle. It looks like the other turn is the way to make the double and roll out. This way, you're dragging unless she's playing a hit and roll.
To remove one of those rocks at least,
To
and then
remove
roll
one
in
and roll
behind
in.
cover. It's a tough shot.
That would be my guess with this playing this turn. And that ice. Now, we did play on this sheet, and if there is one spot that runs just a hair straighter than the others, it's right where Randy has the broom. So let's keep an eye on that. We haven't seen him throw this turn yet. She make it. She made it.
It's a pretty good shot.
Wow.
Takes 3 out of play.
Okay, I'm just going to shut up now. Well done. Well done.
Little celebration going on at this end for Team Winter, sorry. And Penny will choose to blank the end.
Penny will choose to blank.
Glancing over at the men's game.
What do we got going?
Tyler Orm coming into the house trying to, whoa.
He's got to outcount the top yellow. Okay. Now, can we see the angles on those 2 reds? Is there a double? No. Went far enough.
Yeah, I don't think so. But Andrew Kamlodi has 1 rock remaining, I believe. No, we have 2 rocks. All the skip rocks are still in play in the men's final. So Penny Shantz blanks the end after 4 ends of play. It is Shantz 2.
Just going to see if I can get Randy's attention here.
Winters 1. We're just going to watch the end of the guys' game here. fourth end break here, and we get an opportunity to talk with Randy Ledwar, the third for
Oh no.
Jill Winters ring from Nelson. Really tight game out there, 2-1 trailing here without the hammer. And what do you think your team's approach is going to be in the second half of the game, Randy? Are you going to try to mess it up? Try to get some points on the board?
We're going to try and play the best we can.
Have you had a great week here in Ivy?
Yeah. It's been fantastic here. We love this ice. We love it.
It's are you finding it keen for you?
Mm-hmm. Much keener than what we're used to.
Really?
Yeah.
So 14 and a half seconds we're talking hog to hog, and able to play hits. If you throw the weight, it will stay straighter.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
if you come down, it's going to curl for you.
Yep.
Just want to ask you about the discussion that went on just before the break here, and you were facing two. Did you talk about coming around, trying to put the pressure on?
Yep. We talked about coming around, getting buried. She really wanted to take those two out, so yeah.
Made the double?
We needed a hit and roll, but the double was sufficient.
Double worked well.
Yeah.
Good luck in the next four ends. We look forward to watching the end of this game.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks.
Thank you, Randy. Great to see you.
So we are just watching the final three rocks of the men's final fourth end. Andrew Comlodi's rink up 4-1 on Tyler Orm from Vernon Club.
Has Tyler got a double to lie two? If he does, I think that's the shot.
Certainly looking at that.
Hitting the outside one first and then coming. That's it. Just as TJ has motion with his broom. Oh, okay. He's going to play. He's going to go for a buried shot rock. So he's got two options: play the double and be open, and give Andrew a shot at a slash double, or hit and roll behind. Or he's got the quieter weight hit and flop towards the center line behind the center line guard. Set up his potentially a three that way.
Do we know what he decided? Did you?
He motioned that he's bringing the weight down. He's going to try and roll. And he's not playing the double. He's going to try and roll in behind the center guard.
Probably the scoreboard dictating this course of action, because he is down 4-1, and he would love to steal one.
He would. Having the hammer here, I mean, being down four, if he makes sure that he scores one here, being down 4-2, as we showed last night, is not insurmountable.
Well, not with the Comlodi's team, who loves to play with lots of rocks in play. They're not scared to keep it messy. It looks like he is going to get the double here.
It's going to jam. Just disaster.
That is disaster. It will be a hit for 4.
No, he's Orm's
Orm's
got the hammer. Yeah, we're okay there.
But hit to lay 4.
Oh, hit to lay 4. Yes.
Just a matter of where he wants to roll to after making contact with this rock. I'm sure his team is just saying, make it go away.
Make it go away. We've had the pleasure of playing both these men's teams here and in different bonspiels, and true gentlemen, really, really, really great guys. So it's nice to see. It's hard to pick a favorite when you like everybody. So we're cheering for a good game and a last shot win, something where both teams can be proud of themselves. There we go. It looks like nose hit will not be good enough to score. Just got to draw. Okay, Tyler, keep your team in the game. Here we go.
Got to be almost to the 4 foot to get his 1 and hold his team in there. Trailing 4-1 right now in the fourth end of play. Last rock.
Drawn against 4, maybe 5. It's hard to tell that back one whether it's in or not. I mean, it looks like it's out. So he's drawn against 4. Take a breath. I don't think there's any time issues. Actually, they are below 15 minutes. Both teams are below 15 minutes, so they are a little bit slow. We're going to have to pick it up here. Big shot. Just to keep his team in it.
Jamie Austin and
Rob Nobert.
Sweeping this one into the...
I think if...
keeping it clean now, trying to get it to the 4 foot.
I think if you or I were throwing that draw, you couldn't go wrong with those two guys judging it for you. I mean, if you didn't have Sean Everest and Jeff McIntyre available.
You're right. Tuning in wherever you're tuning in from this afternoon or this morning. We are at the Abbotsford Curling Club in Abbotsford, British Columbia, the BC Club Championships. So in the men's game, after 4 ends of play, it is Andrew Comlotti's Victoria Rink 4 and Tyler Orm's squad from Vernon 2. And we'll go to the 5th end right after their break. But back in the feature game here on sheet D in Abbotsford, we have Jill Winters trailing Penny Shantz 2-1 in what's been a fairly open game to this point. Both teams have had their chances. A few doubles, a few hits and rolls have taken away those chances.
During the 4th end break, Kent's ice crew comes out and gives it a little chamois and adds a little bit of pebble around the hacks. And the ice actually speeds up about a half a second for about half the end. So it's very, very common in the start of the 5th end to see guards sliding into the house and over and over, going deep. So I get an opportunity to welcome TJ Parapokin to our broadcast here. They are sitting in their 4th end break after scoring a great single to come within 2. How's your game going over there, TJ?
It's a little bit of a grind early. The Comlotti team is playing really well, and we've got a good feel for the ice now. Tybo's got his draw weight, so looking forward to going hard in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's about to get messy, I think, that being 2 down without. I think we're gonna keep an eye on it. We're gonna try and keep our viewers updated. So, strategy for the second half, a lot of rocks in play.
I don't think we'll be spilling any beans on the strategy there for the other team to say that we're going to be going for it here and leaving it all out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're feeling good. Keep it rolling.
We were against Comlotti last night or yesterday afternoon. We were 2 down after 4, and we made him throw his last one. So
5 rock rule.
It's beautiful.
Lots of opportunity, and yeah, we got to get him looking at some red ones there.
Yeah.
And flip the script here a little bit.
Perfect. Good luck. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Double trouble here. Thank you. Hey, we got Andrew Comlotti here from Victoria. Looking really good out there, Andrew. It's similar to yesterday's matchup against us, up 2 at the break with the hammer. How's it feel out there? Is the ice holding up?
Feels great. Ice is holding up. Ice has been great all week. And yeah, everything's kind of going according to plan. So hopefully it continues that way.
No big secret that they're going to want to get a lot of rocks in play in the second half and try and put some pressure on you.
I think so.
You're going to be looking at a couple of center guards. And
yeah. Well, the harder the shot, the more I like it.
That's
so,
it.
Lucky for me.
Yeah.
I got to go.
Excellent. Thanks, Andrew. All right, back to the ladies' game. We are 4th end was blanked, playing the 5th end. Penny Shantz one up with the hammer. Playing a hit, and oops, this one is going to jam. She may stay for second shot. Okay. It's early enough in the end. Rocks are behind the tee line. No center guard, so I'd say advantage. Very aggressive call by Joe Winters. She's going to throw a center guard here. Okay, giddy up. Okay, decision time for Penny. Lion's second shot. Rocks are at the back of the 4. She can make a play on shot stone, lie 2, and force Joe Winters to make another decision. Okay. You see she's taken almost 2 feet of ice. Yeah, 2 feet. And asked for board weight. So still curling lots. Crashing on the guard would not be the end of the world here. Yeah. She needs to stick around here, would be ideal. Well, okay. Jill Winters, she put the center guard there for a reason. Not afraid to use it. So here we go. What's happening on the boys over there? They did get a guard in play. Andrew went around it. Did he? Yes. Second guard goes probably a little bit deeper than they wanted. It's center line in a doubleable position when Andrew gets to the 6th ruck of the end and is allowed to remove it. What are we doing? Is Penny going to use the center guard? Sure she is. Why not? Put this rock in a great position, and she's got her deuce set up. Over on the boys' side, we saw double center guards. Not perfect, but still usable. And Kamlodi team chose to go around to the forefoot. Was successful on one, went to the back button. The second one came up just late. Not sure if it rubbed or not. That would be a... Penny is coming deep.
Sitting 2 in the 5th end here.
With the hammer. And just take this opportunity while the teams are in the houses talking, just to thank all the volunteers and Linda, our bartender. She did a great job. Kent Bird and his ice crew. Lindsay Shannon for taking care of all of us, our chief umpire, Kathy, and everybody else involved in putting on this event. Very, very well done.
Timers.
Timers.
Every game, every sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, you ever want to get involved, contact Curl BC. There's a couple of classes that you'd have to take in order to become level 1 certified, and then you get the best seat in the house to watch the game, right behind the sheet with a laptop, and yeah, they are always looking for more volunteers.
They're kind of caught in between a thin double there and a hit and roll. Rolled right out, and allowing Penny chance to come around and put 2 under cover.
This It's a good shot, big shot.
Okay.
The other shot that I see that is quite interesting would be as if she played a split on the top red, played it with the out turn going away and cross the face and roll behind cover and push that rock out into the 12 foot. I think you'd be able to make that with back 8 or back 12 weight and lie 3. I don't think that's the call, but
I think she's indicated she's going to come around and try to play it to the top 4.
beautiful release. 3.5 rotations. Yeah, she is. Line is absolutely perfect.
Definitely going to bury. Might actually come out the other side a little bit.
It is. Look at that.
Wow, that finish.
Is that out? Can you see on that side, Gary?
It's exposed a little bit on the intern side, but I don't know if she could play it with much weight at all. They're taking a look at it. We're
that's a better angle now. Man,
we're one sheet over, so it's hard to see exactly, but it does look like she's going to play.
Like it's half open.
Half open. She's going to try to bump that out, remove at least one of those reds, and sit there and force Penny to play on her.
I think Penny will have a shot for 2 here is my prediction. Jill Winters would love to draw, but there's no place to draw 2 without just giving her a draw for 2. She could draw to the back 1 to eliminate 3. She could draw to corner freeze on this red one and leave Penny the 4-foot to draw 2, which I wouldn't bet against Penny on that.
Great freeze by TJ over on sheet C.
She's played this very quietly.
Oh, she almost got the double. So Winters now sitting 1. She just get around it.
I think with that ice, Penny is going to just try and chip this out and have the 2 rocks at the back 12 be her counters. I don't think she's planning on sticking around with that ice. I think she's going to throw it firm. That's my guess.
Take her 2 and be up 4-1.
Could you hear down there? Was she making any sort of a motion to what weight she's throwing?
Did not see that at all, no.
With that ice, look at that. Our angle's a little different here, but she's basically saying she wants this rock to curl an inch.
Last rock, 5th end of play. Shantz up 2-1. Trying to score multiple points here with the 2 or a 3.
She's not throwing it here.
Just control weight here. She's trying to get to the inside of this, I think, Steve.
For 3. Make sure of 1. Is she trying to get it inside?
No, trying to run it by and chips the back 1. Does get 2 that way.
2. She hung the shitter. Big deuce.
So after 5 ends of play, it's Shantz 4 and Winters 1 as we go to the 6th end of play. A really important 6th end of play. We've got just checking in on the guys' semifinal game here. Andrew Comlodi's rank leading 4-2 with the hammer in the 5th end over Tyler Orm's Vernon squad.
You get that out?
Looks like Tyler will be drawing around to be laying 2. With 4 rocks remaining. All skip rocks remaining.
4 rocks.
Men's game just a little bit behind the ladies at this point. A little more thinking time going on.
Mm-hmm. So the first deuce of our game went to Shantz in the 5th end. Big deuce to put him up 3 points. playing 6 in an 8-end game here in the ladies and men's semifinals of the club championships. Abbotsford, British Columbia. Gary Brucker along with Steve Wright.
Steve, I've been watching Penny this week, but over the years, she's one of those players that demeanor does not change whether she's up 4, down 3.
Yeah, you'd never ever know what the score is or what event she's in, or if there's 2 people watching or 2,000.
It's a poker face in the game of curling.
Yeah. Rarely, if ever, gets out skipped. Knows exactly what she's doing. Had a really good run last week in Langley at the BC Senior Championships with her Marianne Arsenault rink. Came 3rd, got bronze. I think they were one of the favorites, I would say, starting the start of the week. Especially with Lisa Stevenson on that team. Penny being up 3, she's quite happy to have no guards in play, and already a force is on.
You're trailing by 3, as Jill is. She's going to want some guards in play.
Yeah. She's definitely going to need a guard. Score deuce. I mean, she's by no means out of this game. Scores a deuce here. 6. She's got 2 wins. Force in 7. Score 2 and 8. Go to the extra. Sometimes you're trying for 2, and out of nowhere comes a 3.
Checking in on Andrew Comlodi. He's coming around and bumping Tyler Umsrock out, and now sitting 1 with 2 rocks remaining. Comlodi with last rock in 5th end of play and leading 4-2.
And Tyler has an opportunity to force here. Just remove the Comlodi Yellowstone and leave no double for the blank, I guess is his goal right now. If he does roll behind the off-center guards, or as Dean Jones says, the hybrid centers, if he does roll behind those, there's a potential for a jam on the back red, and I think he's got to be aware of that. Perfect roll would do it, though.
Thanks to Dean and Shannon for commentating on a few games this week.
It was fun listening to them.
Out there,
so much knowledge,
yeah.
So much curling knowledge, and great to. They're quite happy to share it with us, so that was really good.
Beautiful hit and roll by Tyler Orm on the men's game. His last rock in the 5th end of play. And
we've seen this before. So nose hit will do it. Nose hit will scores 1. Looks like he's taken enough ice. There's not going to be a double attempt at all. Oops.
yeah, from my vantage point with that roll, I thought he was right behind guard, but now looking at it on does look like it is possibly exposed.
And in our ladies' game, Penny being up 3 points and with a rock on the edge of the forefoot, she could conceivably throw a guard, but she's taken the oops.
Oh my.
Steal a 2. Just like that.
And all of a sudden,
holy moly.
That's a 3-point swing right there. It looked like Comlodi was going to hit and stick and be up 5-2 after 5 ends of play. Instead, racks on the guard, gives up a steal of 2, and it is 4-4 as we head to the 6th end.
We are in for a shot-making treat on sheet C. the ladies are trying to get another corner or a freeze. I think it's a freeze attempt on this. Jill just trying anything to generate two. What a shot.
That is a great shot by Randy Ledwar.
What a shot. Great sweep.
Actually, that was not Randy. Not at third rocks yet. And that was Christina Little.
I believe it was. Yeah, you're right.
With Randy and Marla sweeping that perfectly to the face of Shantz Stone in the forefoot.
What do we got? Shantz being up 3, she's asked her second, or is that her second or third? Her third, to nose hit this. Keep the red rock directly in front of the yellow. Oh. Here we go.
That's what a perfect freeze will do for you.
Perfect. Now we're looking at, she's got 2 options. She could guard that rock, or she can come in, even them up, and play for her deuce that way. So now it's just execution. Pretty simple strategy here. You got a corner guard, go around it. You got a rock in the house, split the house. You'll see Penny try to hit one of the rocks, whichever one is a touch higher, and roll towards the other. Try and group the rocks to give her player a chance at the double down the line here and take the end away. So that one is going to be just a touch higher. So I think we'll see Penny play that one. And not very much ice. So Penny's a great ice reader, because remember we talked a couple of ends ago about that spot on the sheet where it is a little bit straighter. That spot is exactly where Penny has that broom right now.
Asking her third, Nicole Backey, to hit and roll, make it go away.
They're asking it to curl. Okay.
Be a little rinse and repeat here for Randy Ledwar. Try to get one back in the similar position.
Let's not get crazy here, Tyler. You don't. He's got a touching that guard. Has allowed Kamladi to lie second and third at the back of the house. Okay. What's Penny got here, Gary? What's
Penny's
she doing?
going to do the same thing. She's going to try to make a hit and roll, hopefully get closer to the other one, group them together for a possible double in her last one, I think is what she's called here. Look at just, we haven't seen very many spots on this ice that have been this straight.
Not straight. Yeah.
Generally,
might be a little function of her release, that she is extremely clean, unlike myself, unlike most curlers. She has a beautiful release, and she's an excellent ice reader. So I don't think she is going to be far off with this. She's asking this rock to curl, I don't know, 2 inches. With that, and it's out there, and they're asking it to curl. Look at this.
she will hit and stick.
That's a good throw.
And allow Jill Winters to. Well, she's got some choices here too. Looks like she's just going to hit and stick here as well. A little bit more ice. We noticed that yesterday when we were playing the Kamlodi rink is, we couldn't ice off their releases on this ice.
Yeah.
We could not take the same amount of ice. They're very positive handles. They
A hair in out,
Yeah,
meaning the slide is just to the inside portion of the broom and the release is to the outside portion of the broom. So
which means it's not going to curl quite as much.
it was very, very noticeable on draw shots where we were at least a foot to 15 inches more ice to get to the same spot just because of our releases. And a little less handled than them. If this rolls out, you've got to stick around. There we go. There we go. Good shot.
Just barely gripping the rings. Sitting 2. And Penny Shantz will elect to hit the other one this
And
time.
here's a really good skip call. That it's a smaller area to hit the other yellow and get shot rock because you have to roll so far. So she can hit this anywhere as long as she stays in the ring. She's shot rock, and she'd much rather have Jill Winters throwing a hit than a draw shot for her 2 points. So Penny's elected to throw the out turn coming off the center line.
We are watching the 2 semifinal games here at the Abbotsford Curling Club for the BC Club Championships. Finals will go this afternoon at 1 o'clock. If you're in the area, I encourage you to come down and watch it live. If not, you can watch it live streamed at 1 o'clock this afternoon, with the winners of each event going on to Canadian Championships in Winnipeg at the Assiniboine Club in November. So we're about to see the final stone of the 6th end of play being delivered by Jill Winters and her chance to get a deuce.
And right back in the game. Beat down 1, playing 7. You got this, Jill. Same turn as Penny. They're asking for it to. Oh, we're
Just cleaning now.
Looks good. Looks good.
Nice control weight.
Very nice.
And
Nicely
2
done.
yellows.
And back in the game. Looks like Lottie has shook off the steal of 2.
Here's an example of these rings being, it looks clearly that it's on the rings, but they're going to measure it anyway just because we were told earlier in the week that it can't be off that much. I just can't see it being that.
Is anybody smiling out there after asking for that measure? Yes, there is one. Yeah.
So after 6 ends of play with 2 to go, it's Shantz 4 and Winters 3, with Penny and her squad having glass rock advantage in the 7th end. We
And
just look at what's going over at the men's game here, Steve.
yes, this is all Lottie this end. With an opportunity he is not afraid to draw.
Gave up a disappointing steal of 2. He was in control of that game.
Bounced right back.
And now it's 4-4. Asking his 3rd on his last rock to draw around and be sitting 4.
Trying to hold this. Looks great line. Might just be a tad. You know what? That's not a bad spot for that rock. Just a touch heavy. All right, Tyler.
Big draw for Tyler Orm.
We know Tyler's got his draw weight. He drew for 1 and 4 against 4. Exactly the same turn, same line. Everything's the same.
Nice draw in behind cover there, at least half of behind cover. Jill Winters asking for a corner freeze on that. They're trying to steal some points this end. This is Marla Dreher playing lead for Jill Winters, throwing the out turn draw.
Wow.
You were wowing the draw that Tyler just made over there.
I think you'll see a double peel now. You'll definitely see the double peel on the two reds. It'll keep Kamladi's multiple points alive. Talking about running something in here. What's happening over here with the ladies?
Just removed the Yellowstone belonging to Jill Winters and Shantz ring sitting 1. Looks like Jill's going to elect to play a hit and roll on this.
I'm just keeping an eye on the men's game here. This is a really, really big sixth end here. Potential steal, potential 5. Potential steal for Tyler. Ormrink from Vernon.
Looks like Kamladi is attempting to. You think he's running it straight back to try to get that one off the pot, or
Nope,
is he going to try to double peel it?
I believe he's trying to double peel. Because Tyler only has, Ormrink only has 1 rock to go. It's going to give him options.
No guards in play.
No, really, not much of a conversation. They're going to freeze on their own. You can't throw the guard because that red rock came into the rings where it's where it would not be under the guard. So there would be a slash double for 4 for Andrew, and there's nothing to hit. So
back in our feature game, Shantz just rolled out, and so we have center guard for Jill Winters to ask her second, Christina Little, to draw around. Again, Winters trailing 4-3. Tight game here in the 7th end without last rock. Would love to get this around.
Great opportunity here. They like to wait. Asking for it to curl a bit.
See how much this finish now. It's going to be back of the 8-foot for sure. Biting back 4.
Wow. Really big shot on. Can he get those red rocks spinning is the question. Did that curl enough?
He is a guy that likes to play the angles. He'll look at this for a while.
Looking good. They only have 6 minutes left on their clock right now.
They've been known to push it to the limit more than once this week. As we mentioned earlier, they did run out of clock at one point.
Keep an eye on that.
Lost a game.
He's still got his clock's going right now, coming down under 6 minutes. He's still got 2 ends to play.
And 2 timeouts.
Yeah, 2 timeouts. That's.
Watch, he's fired this one. He's played a lot of weight.
I think he
One yellow.
Oh, that's a victory for Orm on that end. I think
Could have gave up 2 or 3 pretty easily.
pretty easily. 2 quality shots by Tyler.
So after 6 ends of play and the clock ticking, it is Andrew Comloti and his Victoria Quartet 5 and Tyler Orm 4.
In our ladies' game, we've got the hammer is back in Penny Shantz's team's hands, line 2 behind a center guard.
Winters is lying 2.
Winters is line 2. Yes, I'm sorry.
Nicole Backey being asked to come down and freeze to the back one, I believe, is what Penny's asking her. This looks hot. That's coming over.
Not hard enough to remove anything.
Jill Winters taking a look at what the house looks like and trying to make a decision. What's her best way to steal 1 or more in this end?
It's looking good for them right now. Randy Ludwar in the hack getting ready to throw her second stone. Looks like she's going to be asked to throw an in-turn draw around to the corner of the forefoot. And she's nodding. She likes the call. Got out there. Lots of rotation. They like it. This needs to start curling.
Weight looks pretty good from this angle. It's got to finish.
I just heard back 8.
Yep. Look at that skate, eh? That's in one of those good slide pass.
Now that went, where are we? We just passed the tee line, yeah. Okay. There's a good angle right there. That's that rock went by that guard by a foot. It's almost fully buried. Close.
No overhead cameras here, but we have 1 camera at each end, and Lindsay Shan is able to move those around, giving us good camera angles. And we have Penny asking Nicole Backey on her second rock to draw down. Is she playing the bump, or is she just playing a draw to the forefoot here?
I think she's trying to set up reduce with a draw. This might just be just a touch light. Look at it curl. Look at it go.
Is she by? No.
Okay. Jill Winters line 3 and throwing without the hammer. Down 1, playing the 7th end. Penny is, they've been playing down this in-turn side the entire end. She still has the entire forefoot open on the out-turn side if everything goes awry here to score her single. She wouldn't be too upset with a steal of 1 here. Be tied coming home with the hammer, especially in the 5-rock rule, where no rocks in the free guard zone can be removed. No opponent's rocks in the free guard zone can be removed till the 6th rock at the end.
And that's out of her hand on the way in the sweeper's hands. They're not going on this at all at this point.
Where is it? How far out is it? Oh, the line's fine. It'll get there. We know it'll get there if the weight's right. Here it comes. Sit.
Now sitting 4 in the 7th end with skip rocks to come. Wherever you're tuning in from this morning, glad that you're here watching the BC Club Championship semifinal from the Abbotsford Curling Club. If you're anywhere in the Lower Mainland area, Fraser Valley, you might want to pop down this afternoon. You're going to be in for 2 treats, really. Men's and the ladies final.
Doesn't matter who's going to be in them. These quality curling, great people.
The one finalist already been selected on the men's and the ladies side in this modified page playoff system in the playoffs.
Yeah, Jeff Guinard's team is waiting after winning the 1-2 game against Orme yesterday. And Sandwith Craig, probably at home, probably at their Airbnb right now watching us. Hello, Roz, how are you?
Penny trying to get to the inside and be shot rock. You know she's going to be close.
You gotta go. I think they might have overcooked that. They did.
Waited a little bit too long.
They
Just get a nice little,
overcooked it.
just get a little spin in there.
All of the competitive teams seem to be using the directional sweeping, being able to make the rock curl, and in a knifing fashion is what it's called. That one they overcooked. They were asking for it to curl and they crashed.
So we're not able to see exactly if Winters is sitting 1 or 2 at this point. Don't have the overhead camera. It's going to be really close, I think.
You know,
Steve, what do you think?
oh, what a great opportunity to come in and just move that red rock 4 inches back and sit on the 4-foot, force Penny to draw out turn against 3. Is she throwing that shot, or is she
just
throwing
a guard?
Oh.
Just playing a guard, I think,
Yes,
Steve.
okay. I think when you get an opportunity like this, I think you just got to take it.
No man's land.
Is Penny lined? That is so important, if that second shot.
They're taking a look at it to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
She's going to elect to go to the open side, it looks like, and draw the button. But if yellow's sitting 2, it's extra pressure on this one.
Yes, especially since the entire end has been played on the intern side or the clockwise side of the sheet, going in towards the button. So, just I've found when an end is played on one side, the only thing on the other side of the sheet's a lot of footprints. So, speed is held up, draw to draw. So, I think Penny will be really, really close on this. So,
Outturn draw, last rock of the 7th end, leading by 1, but at least 1 yellow counter, if not 2, for Jill Winters.
this draw to go 2 up, playing 8.
Smooth release.
Really nice. Really nice. See if we can hear what they're saying.
Hard for line.
Oh, it crashed.
No, it did not.
It did not.
You're right, but it did have too much weight. That was what they were trying to communicate.
Wow. Needed more ice.
Caught in between. They had to sweep it to get by a
They're
little
going
bit.
to call it 1. Are they asking for a measure?
1 for sure. Removing the ones that they're going to measure 2 of them there and see whether they get. This is a really big point.
Big point. Big, big, big. Randy's having another peek. They've called for the official. Bring out the measuring stick.
Call this a technical timeout. There'll be no clocks running during this measurement.
I think we'll be able to tell by the body language whether Winters stole 2 points or 1. Okay.
Oh, Nicole's going to stand in our way here. Yellow for 2.
2 points.
Steal of 2. That's a big steal in the 7th end for Jill Winters and her team from Nelson Curling Center to go up for the first time in this game, leading 5-4.
Wow. That was a massive point. What's going on over here?
2 or 3 feet heavy, and that's what happens.
What's going on? Is this last rock over with the boys? No, we got 2 to come for. He is going to.
Looking at playing a double, I believe, here. Just throwing big weight here.
Attempt the blank.
Tyler Orm and the.
Come on, boys.
Does have last rock here, so it does make the double and stick around.
There we go. Hoping to blank and go to the 8th end, 1 down with the hammer.
2 rocks remaining.
So
in the guys' game here.
Andrew's going to hit and stick, force and hit and stick right there, and make the rollout as long as possible for Tyler Orme. So this one's going to come right down to the wire. Yellow rock. Jill Winters leads. First rock snuck into the house. Penny was able to remove it, which Penny needs 2. So a little surprised she didn't throw a corner there, but see what she's thinking. I don't think that rock was a threat to her in any way. We'll see. Another guard being asked of Jill Winters, lead, Marla Dreyer, and successful. So Penny will use that guard.
Last rock in the 7th end of the men's semifinal. Tyler Orm trying to hit and roll out, blank this end. He does so successfully. And so we go to the 8th and final end of play with Orm trailing 5-4, but last rock advantage in the 8th end.
Going to be a great finish on both these games.
I'm going to go check the time clock while we're, well, you tell the peoples what's happening here in end number 8 already for the ladies game. Steve?
Yeah, okay, thanks. Now we got double centers. Penny's lead came up a bit light through another center. Early advantage to Winters, I would say. Penny's going to have an opportunity after this rock to peel the front if necessary. If she chooses not to use those guards. Looks like we got, what is it, Gary? 4 minutes and 3 minutes left. With 2 timeouts. 3:27 left for Andrew Komladi to play, okay? And Tyler's Vernon rink is 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So both should be able to, no time for, 2 timeouts too, so I think we'll see those on Skip's rocks.
And a lot of people, again, because timeouts and timing don't happen in regular club play. Are you able to throw during the timeouts?
Yes. Yeah, you can call a timeout and throw your stone. And your clock will run down the full minute until gets to 0, and then whoever's in control of the house, their clock will start. Look at this shot. That's pretty good.
Just slips behind the tee line.
Very aggressive call. Penny's decided she's going to try and score her deuce in the 4-foot, so why not?
So I got another championship to go play next week.
Yeah.
Let's come out and play an extra end here.
I got to get on a plane, fly to the Maritimes. For the men's Masters team is Lyle Sieg. Brett Curry is on that team. Trying to remember who the other two guys are. Driscoll, I believe. O'Driscoll. And
just in a little, coming close to the guard, but they do get it by. Where's this going to end up?
Look at this shot.
Not quite shot rock.
But not much room to score two. Penny is not going to be deterred.
Corner freeze, asking for a corner freeze on the yellow.
Yeah.
Going to have two very exciting finishes here in the 8th end. Once again, Shantz trailing Joe Winters in the 8th end, but has last rock advantage, but playing around the center guard. And in the men's game, Tyler Orm with last rock and trailing by 1. Same situation. This is hanging and looks a little heavy.
Uh-oh. Oh.
What do you do, Steve? To play the thin double?
I think.
You just draw right into that pocket.
Oh, would that be a sweet spot? The red rock she pointed as if timeout. As if the red rock is shot stone. The red rock on the left is shot stone. She tapped it.
So you see the timeout we were talking about has started. 1 minute technical, or it's team timeout. Started on the clock, so no running time will happen during that time, and gives them just a breather to make some decisions.
Okay. While the ladies are discussing their options here with their 1 minute timeout, we've got a little peek over at the boys game. Tyler Orm with the hammer, line 2, top 8 and back 8.
And hitting to lie 3.
Ooh, he's going to draw. He's going to draw. Okay. Interesting.
It looks like that yellow rock is totally exposed. Why would you? I guess you're trying to beat him in, right?
Which one are we looking at here?
On the guys' game.
On the guys' game, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell from this angle, but I think it's got to be tucked just a hair behind that guard. Uh-oh. Stick around.
I can be sure that's not what he was calling. Okay, here comes this Randy Ledwar's draw.
This is a big shot for Randy. Big shot.
Trying to play it into this pocket to be sitting 2.
This can be a game winner.
Wow.
Wow is right. What a shot, Randy. Well done. Ooh, got a smile out of Randy. And a high five. Okay. How many rocks are left? Well, this is getting exciting on the ladies' side here.
Already.
Penny's got to start thinking about scoring 1. This is
5 rocks in or biting the forefoot.
I love this game.
It's not what we call wide open.
What are the boys doing? Ooh. Was this the call?
Trying to keep an eye on both these last ends of the semifinal game at the BC Club Championship. Winner goes on in each division, men's and women's, to the final this afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Abbotsford Curling Club. And the winner of those games will go on to Canadians in November.
At the Assiniboine Curling Club in beautiful Winnipeg.
See Team Orm calling a timeout right now, as they need 2 to win this game, 1 to tie, and they do have last rock.
Rob Nobert likes blowing up the front. He's made that very clear. TJ's thinking, let's we know where he's going, whether we blow up the front or not. He's going to go right to the, round that yellow into the top four. So let's go there first on the in-turn side. So see who's, Tyler knows what he's doing.
This looks like it. Is it going to get by the guard on the ladies' game here? No.
Nope.
Oh boy.
Oops.
I'll tell you, with the properly placed stone for Joe Winters right now, on Randy Ledwar's last one, I don't know how Penny's going to get in there.
I don't see how she scores. There's one wide red rock that the angles are not
Now,
good.
If you're Joe Winters right now, Steve, you're skipping. I'm playing third. What are you asking me to do? Are you asking me to throw the guard as she's indicating, or am I coming right in on top?
I'm thinking the guard.
And I'd be saying I think we should go right.
Because the only color rocks that can come into that pile are not pennies. So throw the guard.
If you lock one on here, talk me through this. If you lock one right on in between your two,
yep,
they're not going anywhere if she hammers it, is it?
No, but 2 shots from now they could.
Okay.
So we don't want another red rock near the 4-foot.
Now they've changed their mind. What was going to be a guard, now they're looking at coming right in.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to see some. Is that how far behind is that rock? They got half of it?
Yeah, I think almost all of it.
Okay. Okay. It's too deep. A little jacked up there. Got a little adrenaline going. Opportunity to 3 shots left for Penny. She needs a path to the 4-foot. She needs to unlock that yellow rock at the back as well. Good throw. Good throw.
So drives it in. Still 1 yellow, and a little bit more of the button exposed.
By removing that rock, they did open up the in-off from the red rock on the far left-hand side of the sheet. That one can still. The angle now has the buttonhole open, and if there's a good angle of it, the one on the very far right, just short of the house. That does have a path to the button now.
Comlodi did use a timeout,
which is very important.
You can see his time clock at 1:49 and Orm's at 2:30. And
what are we doing here?
That is certainly.
I'm not sure what that call was on the boys' side, but he got no result out of that, unless he was removing the center guard
to try to get to those other 2 reds.
Well, I don't. Yeah. Tyler's got an opportunity here to.
Tyler Orm needs 2 to win and 1 to tie with Hammer in.
2 minutes to go, 4 rocks to come, 1 timeout. Come on, boys. Let's go.
And Joe Winters' first rock.
Somebody's got to be talking to these guys. They're just burning time here.
They're turning around to look at the clock right now.
Come on, be aware. He's still 10 seconds from the other end to get into the hack. Let's go, TJ. Let's not have this game end on a violation. Okay.
Trying to play a top 8 guard here, but it is over curling. Look at that curl. Exposes that button. And Penny says, if I play a little bump, I could sit 3.
Can she get in there? That's the question. Can she get in?
Definitely exposed.
We got 1 minute left with 3 rocks to come. This is not. This is. Tyler's got to get down the other end.
What happens, Steve, if they run out? We had this discussion with the
Troy
chief umpire at the seniors last week. So it's not an automatic loss.
It's not.
but you don't get to throw anymore.
Nope, and the other team does. Gets to finish their rocks. Clock is stopped with 57 seconds. Oh. Opportunity, Kamladi. How much time's he got? 148. 147.
I saw
Clock is going.
Rob Nobert just pointing to the time clock and saying, Tyler, keep your eye on that.
Tyler needs to be at the other end, or unless he's calling a timeout here.
I'm guessing they will call their timeout. You'd probably like to have both timeouts left
You're
at
going
this
to keep
point.
an eye on, but it's hard to watch.
Here's Penny's first rock in the 8th end. She needs to get this by. I don't think she's by.
I don't think she is either, and it's late. Okay.
We are in for an exciting conclusion. Penny's got to steal one to tie. Jill Winters looking what's going on here and says, "What? How am I gonna take away her options?"
He made the double.
Triple. Just about a triple. Well, I did move 3 rocks.
Okay.
Raise.
Bang, bang. Go. 54, 53.
Still 3 rocks left for
Come on.
Orm.
This is 44, 43.
42, and it's claw stopped. Oh, it's still.
Don't hit that rock.
Well, he did.
Oh,
That was not the call.
TJ.
Again, you're starting to rush now, right?
Yes.
Your focus is not the same when you're looking at that clock and saying, we're in trouble.
They're talking to the umpire out there. The umpire's on the ice. He's got one look on it. They have 40 seconds left. Andrew Kamladi, their clock is going. They have 2 rocks to come with 1 minute on the time. Jill Winters has not looked at taking away the in-off on the red on the left-hand side. I don't believe. I think the harder shot would be the straight tap on the red with the intern, the rock at the top 12. I think we're going to see Penny on the other side coming into the pile. She's got a couple of different ways she can make it.
So Andrew Kamlodi's rock, or the clock rather, is at 28:27. 26 does have a timeout. He's really intentional in the hack too. He's not a quick thrower. 21-20.
Andrew, let's go, buddy. You still got 2 rocks.
14, 13, 12.
They shut him off at 12.
Wow.
12 seconds. Come on.
If he runs out, this will be the second time in this competition that he will have lost on a time clock violation. Trying to bump it only to the forefoot.
He bumped it too far. That back red can still score. What do you got? What do we got? 40? When's his clock going? There we are. Go.
Clock is running,
He's still got 1 timeout.
which I'm sure he will save before his last rock.
Andrew rushing through it. 4 feet heavy.
And here's
Wow.
a double opportunity
What's
for
Penny doing? Penny's not even looking at the in-off. Okay.
playing a bump.
Playing a cold bump to the forefoot. Needs to score 1 to force an extra. Last rock, ladies semifinal.
Down to 10 seconds for Orm. Playing a double.
Spun out.
But he also spun out.
That's okay. Kamladi,
Just got a break, in my opinion.
11. Timeout. They lost 1 second there. Let's be aware of that. They called the timeout immediately. Lost 1 second. They were at 12.
Where does he go, though, to not give up a deuce? 45 seconds
there.
and timeout.
He's looking at.
Oh, here's Penny Chance's last rock. An absolute amazing
Is
bump.
it there?
1 for sure.
Did she score 2?
We're going to remove some rocks, and we might have a measure for the win.
Looks to me like it's 1. What a shot, Penny.
There was no room for error on that.
None. 0. Where's Andrew? What's his clock say? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can see the clock. 4, 3.
That's in a timeout, though, Steve.
Oh, is that in the timeout?
Yep.
Oh, he's still got 11. Okay, good, good. Sorry.
Nothing but time.
They're trying to make this curl. Oops. No, he looks good. He looks good. He looks good. Get out of the way. There we go. Little tap for the win. Okay, what's our time here? Timeout? Timeout called. Nose hit for the win.
What a turn of events.
What a finish. What a finish.
I've got to think
So we got a
the
measurement.
the rushing shots, right?
A measurement on D and a nose hit for the win on I'm thinking the ladies. There we are. Ladies are going to an extra end, so we're going to be here for a little bit longer. Now, what do we got? 26 still on his timeout. Only, what's he got left on his clock, though? Can you read that?
Yeah, he's got 9 seconds.
9 seconds, okay. Yes, everybody stand still. Once he got it, get out of the way. 2. Red wins. What a game.
Oh, there might. I'd be asking for a measure on those rings. Nope.
What a game. What a game.
What a finish on both these games, and one isn't finished.
Total class acts. What a great game.
Well, knowing Andercom Lodi boys, they will not be happy with losing, but they are putting on a brave face to congratulate their opponents, and that means Tyler Orm and his Vernon Rink will go on to the final against Jeff Guinard.
Or however you pronounce that.
And he's playing out of what club?
Vancouver Curling Club. Yeah. So we're on a official timeout while we wait for the start of the extra end for the ladies.
We'll be back in just a few minutes
We will
with
be
the
right back.
all-exciting conclusion. We are back in the extra end of this ladies BC Club Championship semifinal match between Penny Shantz and Jill Winters. Penny made an incredible bump on her last rock to score one.
Absolutely perfectly swept, perfect line call, perfect throw. Just can't say enough good things about it.
And then a measure, almost got her two.
Almost.
And as we saw just before the break, the final stone in the men's semifinal game where Tyler Orm made a double and stick to beat Andrew Comlodi in the semifinal, sending Comlodi home as a third place finisher this championship. And Orm goes on to play Jeff Guinard this afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Abbotsford Curling Club. Winner of our game here, the ladies semifinal, tied up at 5. The winner of this game will play at 1 as well. It'll be a quick turnaround for them. They'll play Carly Sandwith Craig out of the Duncan Curling Club. Just waiting for their opponent to be determined.
Yes. I'm sure they're back at their Airbnb with their feet up, drinking a glass of wine. Oh no, maybe not a glass of wine.
At 10 after 11 in the morning.
That would be our wives.
I think that probably Roz probably had them in a curfew last night. Had them in bed early.
She's quite the taskmaster.
Had them up early this morning, probably doing their warm-ups and
Pilates
and
yoga,
getting focused and centered.
eating yogurt, granola, getting ready for the big day. Big game. Trip to Winnipeg on the line. Get to wear the BC jacket. It's a provincial championship. It's a big deal.
Again, this is a club championship, provincials, where club teams that have played together all year get the opportunity to play in a provincial final and then go on to a national championship. It's really a unique competition. You don't get to pick your best players from all over or the best players in your club. You just pick your team that you play all year with.
Yeah.
So you better like them, actually.
And if you don't play with them, you don't get to play in this event. Well, legally anyway. Penny is asking, after making that great shot to force the extra, she's asking for her team to give us a center guard. I need a center guard. So we're a couple rocks deep into the end. I think we're at the fifth rock. It can be, guards can be peeled now. We're into the sixth rock at the end. Jill Winters is not going to remove the guard. She's lying one behind the guard.
Asking her second, Christina Little. Come in with another one.
Yeah, a little surprised, but you know what? She knows her team. Maybe Christina's just a much better drawer than she is a hitter.
Or she may want to just put the pressure on Penny right away.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So I'm going to get to the 4 foot before you.
Yeah.
That's a really great bump.
What a great shot. How close is that to the button? Top button. Okay.
Thanks for the camera angle switch there,
Yes,
Lindsay.
thank you. That's much nicer. Much nicer view.
Second week in a row that Lindsay Shannon has lived at the curling club. Last week at Langley Curling Center. This week at the Abbotsford Curling Club.
Yes.
She oversees the competition for seniors, men's and ladies provincials, and now BC Club Championship, and runs the camera angles and keeps all the parts moving.
Yeah, thanks to her. She's and she lets us play. Lets us goof around and share a couple of hours with our friends.
Penny jams the yellow onto the yellow.
Okay, interesting. Now she's going to peel the guard. Perfect. This is, I think, definitely the right call with the hammer. Even though she is shot stone, removing the center guard is the. She just wants to make sure she has a shot at the end for the single to win, punch her ticket to the final. Here we go. It's out there. It is out there a bit. Is it curling up enough? Nope. Not a bad plan B, though. Wow.
If you're going to miss the guard, that's not a bad place to get to. You didn't jam it.
Yep. There is enough room down there for Penny to. Yeah, she's gonna try and get into the 4 foot somewhere. All right. What's Penny's call? So, start of the extra end, each team's given 4 minutes thinking time, which should be ample. So it's a little bit more per end than the 8 regular ends. So 8 times 4 would be 32 minutes, if my math is correct. And for the extra, they're given 4 minutes each and one 1 minute timeout. I don't believe that either team has a coach here. So the extra 30 minutes timeout for the coach to get out on the ice is not applicable. This, What was Penny's call there?
Well,
Gary?
she did actually ask her to come right around and hopefully get corner frozen to the one sitting at the top of the 4-foot, or get around it even. Coming up light. Center guard's not the worst thing. You're trying to steal a point, right, Steve?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not opposed to this. And it's not an easy double to remove these. So it's not.
Randy Ledwar playing third for Jill Winters. Now being asked to try to run these guards off. This is curling.
It's okay. Now it'll be interesting to see what Penny does. Now the 4-foot is open.
One of the center line guards is gone.
Yeah. Penny's going to go around, and then I think we'll see a peel, and then we'll see a guard, and a guard, and a guard. So we'll see what Christina does here.
No, it's Nicole Backey.
Nicole, sorry.
Playing to come around draw.
Oops. I think she's a bit heavy. Weight's coming down. Weight's coming down.
When it starts to come off, you'll
Look
see
at
that
this
rock
thing
move.
curl. Look at this thing.
Yeah, there
curl.
you go. You know
Don't
you're
lose
close.
it. Don't
you know
lose
you're
it.
close on the weight when it starts to really go.
Let's come with the other side.
Did over Barry.
Okay, here we go.
Jill's going to ask Randy Ledwar to just remove this other guard.
Here we go.
Outturn Peel. This is curling.
Did she
as
get
well.
out there?
Looks like not. This might be a straight run here.
Oh,
No,
she's
got it.
She made it.
Really hard from this angle.
Yeah, very.
One sheet over. BC, with all the fans that are here, weren't able to get us seats right behind the sheet today.
Yeah, Gary and I couldn't afford those seats today.
We're just off over to the side here, doing our best.
Lindsay kept it for herself.
So, what do you do if you're Penny right now? You're sitting one, it's tied up, you don't have last rock, you're sitting at the top of the 4-foot.
I think Penny's got, what's going on here? Oh,
got to be throwing a guard.
2, 4, yeah, there's an extra red rock over there. She's got 2 to come. I think it'd be interesting. This one is going to be the guard. Definitely. We're going to see a peel of the guard. Then Penny's last one will be really interesting. Whether she plays the tap and gives her some sort of a double, potentially, or whether she throws the guard. This is getting there. It's a little bit deep, but.
All right, it is guarding the shot stone on the top of the 4-foot.
Here we go. Here we go.
Trying to run the double here. We knew that it was going to be an exciting finish. I'm just not quite sure where you thought we were going to an extra end. And
after that quality shot by Penny Shantz.
That's just a pressure bump.
That's just, yeah. In that situation, making a shot, having everything clicks. Sweeping line call, weight, perfect weight. There we go.
Outturn double attempt. Winters. Must be close. This will finish up nice here.
Okay.
You should have got off that and played the double the other way at that point.
It's a shot.
Red is still shot rock, it would appear.
Okay, Penny comes around, and puts it right beside that other red. Wow.
The unfortunate part of where that rock ended up.
What is she doing?
She took away her draw path as well.
Yeah, what is she? Is she guarding?
Yeah, Penny's just guarding.
Okay.
saying, go ahead, try to find a way to get there, or play the race.
If she plays the intern around that yellow one and gets to the side by side with the red, there would be no hit.
Didn't even consider that. It doesn't look like.
No.
We're just going to content to say we're sitting top 4.
Yeah.
Let me guard this. You come and get us.
You make it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Perfect guard. One of the toughest shots in curling.
Double clutch there. This has really got to curl.
Switching both sweepers to one side to try to get it to curl. Watch this finish, though. Trying to get a little rub off here.
Okay, she did.
It's fortunate.
She did.
Is there a port there? Gonna call a timeout.
Timeout. 2 choices. Nose double. Actually, she doesn't even need to make the double. She needs to stay high side with the intern and leave the back yellow counting. Or she needs to straight. I don't know that there's enough room on the boards to get the broom out far enough to make an intern draw to the edge of the 4-foot.
Probably need to take a little ice on the neighboring sheet C.
Yeah. I think they're. What's the easiest shot? What's the best shot?
Well, some might be looking at this camera angle and saying, well, couldn't she just play a hit on the red that's at the top 4-foot? Even if you could get through that hole, you're jamming it, I think.
Yeah. You'd have to get so close to that guard to not jam it. Well, I mean, if she hits, it's hard on this angle. We're just off a bit, but if she hits all she can see, may be able to squeak it by, and then that top yellow would be the winning point.
I don't think we're in time trouble, but can't see the clock from here.
She's got.
Looks like we have minute 57 seconds left now that the timeout is over.
Yeah, they got lots of time. What has she chosen here?
Looks like she's playing to run the red because she knows if she makes contact at all, that one then removes the red at the top of the 4-foot.
Even if she nuts it.
Even if she
bang,
noses
bang.
it. She's got that counter at the back of the 4-foot.
Yeah. She can make this 3 different ways. All right, here we go.
Last rock of the extra end. This women's semifinal.
Make contact with the one top 4 to win the game.
Basically, same shot she just threw.
Out-turn hit. Looks good. Good release. They're not on it. Asking for it to curl.
No, I don't know. Oh!
Did it go far enough? Did it go far? It didn't. She made contact.
And then jammed it on the back one.
Let's see this.
Lindsay, where's our replay?
That's right there. Look at that. It's a half a rock. It needed to curl another inch. Holy moly.
Well, you are on YouTube, so you could just rewind this yourself and watch that again. We're going to do that.
Holy
what
moly.
a finish. Penny Shantz winning away.
Finds a way.
To go to the final of the BC Club Championship this afternoon at 1 o'clock. It'll be live streamed. Or you could come down live in person at Abbotsford Curling Club. So the finals line up like this now. Team Shantz will play Team Sandwith Craig in the ladies' final for a chance to go to the Canadian Championships in the Assiniboine Club in Winnipeg in November. And with that very exciting double on his last rock, Tyler Ormsrink from Vernon will go on to play Jeff Guinard's Vancouver team in the men's final.
Great games I'm anticipating. Thank you, Gary, for hanging out and playing with me today. And we are going to get on the road and head for home. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and spending a couple hours with us talking about curling.
Thanks again to Lindsay Shannon, all the folks at Curl BC for putting on an amazing week of curling here in Abbotsford, and to the Abbotsford, and all the staff here at the Abbotsford Curling Club for amazing job that they've done. So on behalf of Curl BC, I'm Gary Brooker along with Steve Wright. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.